Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome to another TBR bingo. I am so beyond excited to be doing another TBR bingo. If you guys know and have been watching my channel for a little while, I choose prompts from my bingo cage to fit the prompts on the board, as well as I have extra prompts around here somewhere if they don't fall onto the board, and that is how I choose my TBR for the month. If you guys are new and haven't seen any of my TBR bingos and you would like to go back and watch some of my old ones, I will leave the playlist in the cards above. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go over the month of, what month are we in? March, and then we'll go over the prompts for April. Okay, so I had a pretty short TBR for the month of March. I only had 5 books. The one book that you're not seeing on here was my ebook, and that was for the prompt to read a standalone, and that was a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. That was the group book for Mary Bookmiss, and I am in the middle of reading it as of right now. As I'm filming this, it is the 19th of March, so I have plenty of time to get that done, and I also need to finish it by the time the live show rolls around this Saturday, so that will be done for sure. Then I had Shadow and Bone, which was to read an adaptation, and I did read this. Then I had All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace, which was to read a book blurbed by an author I love. I have not yet read this one yet, but like I said, I still have plenty of time to pick this up, and this will be the next book that I pick up once I finish the rest of my TBR. Then we had City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, and that was to read an adult book, and I did read this. And the last book that we have here is House of Earth and Blood by Crescent City. This was for the prompt of a color generator, and as you guys know, this is my favorite book of the year, so I have no problems of finishing this. I am currently 300 pages in and loving it, so I don't think that I'll have any problems finishing it. So I'm going to call my TBR a win and move on to the rest of the prompts for the month of April. And as of this time, I would usually roll the dice to see how many books I'm going to read for the month. However, I'm not going to be doing that this month. I'm only going to be picking 6 balls this month because I have a couple of videos planned that require a much longer TBR, and I don't want to have to struggle to get through my bingo TBR and those videos as well. So I'm only going to be doing 6 this month. However, if I do get an extra spin or an extra ball based off one of the prompts, then I will, of course, add one in as we go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the first spin. Okay, spin number 1. N42. Okay, our very first number, and of course it's on the board, so let me go ahead and pull it. Okay, so for N42, that is to read a new release. I have a couple of books that I can read for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look around and see what I decide to read. Okay, so I have a few options for this particular prompt, and the reason why I say that is I'm hoping to read this book that I have on here before the month of March is over. However, if I don't, that'll definitely be the book that I choose for this prompt, but if I do, then I have a backup. So if I don't get a chance to read it before the month is over, I will be picking up Act Your Age, Evie Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the final book in the Brown Sister series. You guys know how much I adore this contemporary romance series. It's very adult, it's very smutty. I love it. I love Talia Hibbert's writing, her humor, her characters are just the best, and I cannot wait to finally read this one. It did come out on March 9th, I believe, so this is definitely a new release. And if I don't get around to reading it this month, then this will definitely be the one that I choose for this prompt. However, if I do end up reading it before the month of March is over, I will pick up A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmerer. This also came out in the month of March, or February or March, I'm not really sure which one, but it did come out this year, and this is the last book in the Heart So Fierce and Broken series. I forget what the actual series name is called, but Curse of Dark and Lonely series. And I really enjoy the first 2 books, and I'm really excited to read the 3rd one and finish out the series. So hopefully I love it just as much as everyone else seemed to love the 3rd book and the series as a whole. Okay, spin number 2. N40. Okay, for N40, that is a beautiful book. I do have a ton of those. I don't even know why I'm thinking about it. I have a ton of those. So let me decide what I'm gonna read and I will be right back. Okay, so I think these covers are stunning. I think the new covers are also really stunning. And I'm going to go with A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I've had this on a few TBRs now and have yet to read it. And unfortunately, that does not make me happy because the new book in the world, A Court of Silver Flames, just came out and I haven't had a chance to read it. I did buy it, it's a chunky baby, but I haven't had a chance to actually finish the rest of the series. So this is the perfect time to do so. I do believe that the audiobook is finally available through my library. So I'm really hoping that I can get around to reading this and get some more Sarah J. Maas in my life because you guys all know I need it. Okay, spin number 3. G53. G53 is a random letter generator, so let me go ahead and pull up my iPad. We will generate a letter, and we will pick a book that has hopefully the start of that letter in the title, or the author's name. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into a random letter generator. We just have A through Z. I'm going to generate it 3 times because I love doing that. And then we'll see what number we get, and then we'll decide if we can actually pick a book. Ready? 1, 2, 3. T. Okay, so that should be really easy. I'm going to do that as the title of the book and see what I can find. There's plenty of books that start with a T, so I'm gonna go find one. Okay, so the book that I'm going to pick for the random letter generator is This Train is Being Held. This is an uncorrected proof that I received from Mel. She sent it over to me in a little box a little while back, and it sounds really cute. The little tagline on the back says, "Is a love built on impossible circumstances possible to sustain?" So this just sounds like it's going to be a really cute contemporary romance. Doesn't seem like it's going to take me too long to read, and the audiobook is available through my library, so that just helps me get through books a little bit faster. So I'm really excited to give this one a go. Okay, spin number 4. Lots of N's today. And of course, N35, which is going to be an extra spin for my TBR. So N35, let me go grab the number. On the bright side though, it is on the board, so I'll take a win for that. N35 is of course an extra ball and a random color generator. So we got random color generator 2 times in a row for these games. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my iPad, randomly generate a color, and I will be right back to pick a book. Okay, so I have it up here. I'm going to go ahead and generate it again 3 times and see what we get. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. This doesn't give me a lot of options. I don't have a ton of books that have that particular color. So let me look around. I'm gonna obviously go to my yellow shelf, see what I can find, and I will be right back. Okay, so the book I think is closest to that color without being that like ugly green would be The Maze Runner. The spine definitely has that like greenish yellowy color on there, so I think this is what I'm going to go with. This is the first book in the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. I did watch the movies ages and ages ago, but I didn't even know they were books until recently, so I thought why not pick them up. I was going to do a 24-hour readathon with these, so I might still do that. That might be another fun video to come to you guys for this month. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down below. I'd be more than happy to provide that for you guys. I think that it would be fun to try to see if I can read as many books in the series as possible. So that is my book for pick 4, and of course it gives me an extra spin, so there'll be 7 spins this month instead of 6. Okay, spin number 5. O66. O66 is a color in the title. I definitely do have some options on this, so let me take a look around and see what I can find, and I will be right back with an answer. Okay, the book that I decided to pick for this was The Black Kids by Christina Jimenez Reed. I picked this up quite a while ago actually, but I really wanted to read it. It's been on my priority shelf for a little while, so I decided to go ahead and pick this one up. I believe this one is set in 1992 Los Angeles, and it follows a girl named Ashley Bennett and her friends living a charmed life in. It's the end of senior year and they're spending more time at the beach than in the classroom. Ashley's not always sure she actually likes her friends these days, but they have been besties since kindergarten. Everything changes one April afternoon when 4 LAPD officers are acquitted after beating a black man named Rodney King half to death. Suddenly, Ashley is not just one of the girls, she's one of the black kids. So this just sounds like it's going to be very hard-hitting, very good, and I've heard wonderful things about this book, so I'm really excited to give it a go. Okay, spin number 6. O70. All right, another one that's on the board, yay us, and this is to read an audiobook. Easy. You guys know how much I love audiobooks. I'm gonna go through my Libro FM shelf and maybe a couple of other things and see what I have that I don't own physically that I can just read via audiobook and listen to that. Okay, the audiobook that I'm going to pick is actually perfect because I needed a nonfiction for this month, and I'm going to read All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, I think his name is. It's a memoir about his life as a trans individual. I believe I'm getting that wrong. If I said that incorrectly, please correct me in the comments below, but I've heard that it's fantastic. I've heard that it has brought so many emotions out in a lot of people that have read it, and I'm really excited to give it a go. I definitely wanted to read it last year and didn't get around to doing that, so I'm really glad that I'm going to be able to read it this year. And hopefully what will be my last spin number 7. B12. And the last prompt is indeed on the board. We're getting pretty close to some bingos around here, so that's really awesome. But B12 is Instagram pick. And so usually for this, I would put a poll up on Instagram, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll through my Bookstagram, and the first book that I see on there that I own on my shelves that I have not read, I'm going to do that just because I didn't prepare a poll, and I want to get my TBR all finalized right now so that I can make some plans for the rest of the month. So that is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and screen record per usual and just go ahead and see what I can find on here. The Romance Book Club. I do want to read that book, but I don't own it. Okay, well, that made it pretty easy. I'm going to read The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. This is a book that I got in my OwlCrate exclusive, and that happens to be OwlCrate's post, so that is perfect. I will go ahead and read The Gilded Ones, which is actually one of my most anticipated releases of last year. Then I got moved to this year, so I am really excited to give it a go, and I've heard nothing but fantastic things. So, The Gilded Ones, here it is. This is a absolutely beautiful looking book. I still will stand by the fact that I'm a little bit disappointed with the OwlCrate exclusive, but I'm really excited to have this in my hands and get a chance to read it. Like I said, I have heard nothing but good things. This follows a girl, I always mess up the name. Her name is Decca, and she is about to go into a blood ceremony that will determine her status in society. She really wants her blood to run red, but on the day of her ceremony, it runs gold, and that is a big signifier of a demon. And so she is basically in exile, and she ends up meeting up with a woman who promises her to take her away and help her join an army of women just like her. But as things go along, she finds out that things aren't exactly as they seem, and there might be some hidden things going on in the world that affect her more than she thought they would. So it sounds really good. I've heard nothing but good things. I love the representation, so I'm really glad to be able to read this one. Okay, so this is my TBR for the month of April. Barring these two, I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to pick for the month of April just yet, but you guys will find out in my vlogs if you want to stay tuned for those. If not, you can definitely check out my wrap up or my, what is the next month? May TBR bingo to see how I did. I also have the audiobook for All Boys Aren't Blue, and that's going to be my TBR for the month. This is a pretty good stack of books for sure. Hopefully I can get through them all, but that is it. Let me know down below if you guys have read any of the books that I picked out for this month's TBR. Let me know your thoughts. But other than that, that is the end of this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And of course, leave any comments, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.